Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with the Wolves reporter. It is Mr. Liam Keane. Liam, at 25 minutes in, I didn't think this game would finish 3-2, but it did, baby. The cavalry were brought on, and a beautiful brace from a guy we haven't heard a lot about this week in Mr. Jørgen Strand-Larsen.
It feels good to get a win. It feels really good. And the Wolves looked destined for a loss. You know, up until the 82nd minute when Larsen equalised, 2-1 down. They had all of the ball, had all of the pressure, but it was really a story of Wolves' start to the season and the majority of this game where they had very little attacking threat. Larsen and other players that come on make an instant impact, and it's a massive win. It really, really is. Look, the Carabao Cup is not going to be Wolves' priority this season by any means whatsoever, but for Wolves to have a little bit of that confidence, build a little bit of momentum, and have a striker score goals in the first place because he's a striker, but secondly because of what's been going on this week and all the interest in him, is a massive thing for this football club. So long may it continue. A really, really good end to the game.
Seems a long time ago when it was 0-0 there and there wasn't a lot in the game, then all of a sudden a penalty from nowhere, and up steps captain for the day, Hwang Hee-chan.
Yeah, and he hits it hard, he hits it low, and just gets the angle off and hits the post. And I feel a little bit sorry for him, to be honest, because he can't catch a break. At the same time, his performances do need to be better. I thought he was okay at parts in this game, and then you have moments like a free kick in the second half in front of the South Bank where he makes a complete mess of it, and that doesn't help the narrative of fans criticising him, really.
And cheering when the board went up, and it's difficult. It's difficult for anyone to hear that.
I think it's slightly unfair. I mean, I do feel sorry for him, but at the same time, his performance has got to be slightly better as well. He misses that, and Wolves are fortunate, really. We're fortunate that Rodrigo Gomez is the quickest person to it. He does really well to react quickly.
Snapshot.
Instinctive. Catches the ball well enough to get it on target. Areola, I think, actually should do better and probably save it. He's beating his near post, gets a strong hand on it as well. But Wolves go 1-0 up, and who cares? Because they're going to defend the next half really well, aren't they?
I'm going to say
2 headers.
They go 1-0 up against a team devoid of confidence, a long way away from home, and all of a sudden find themselves 2-1 down. And these mistakes, especially at the back, just cannot happen. And they can't happen in the Premier League. They can't happen tonight. You're going to get punished, whatever team's coming.
Yeah, West Ham obviously struggling confidence-wise in the similar position really to Wolves. And for the vast majority of this game, they looked really poor actually, and they played a strong team. And then to gift them a way back into the game. Initially with the first goal, it's a cross from the right-hand side. Walker Peters puts it in. I think he's allowed to get it in too easily, first of all. And secondly, Rodrigo Gomez, look, it's a mismatch. It's a mismatch with him against Thomas Souček at the far post, but at the same time, he loses him, and it's an easy header. The second one, again, disappointed from that right-hand side again. Bowen picks the ball up, crosses it. And this one's even worse, defending-wise. Paqueta is just ghosts in between Mosquera and Agbadou, acres of space. I think he's closer to Agbadou than he is Mosquera, but you know, you've got to have some sort of communication, you've got to have someone take control of the situation, and it's a far too easy goal to concede, so it's a really concerning goal to concede actually. But we're fortunate that we're not talking about a 2-1 defeat, because it very easily could have been that.
We're not, and look, quadruple substitution, the cavalry are called, 2 players that I think, obviously we're going to talk about Jørgen Strand-Larsen, but someone who impressed me on Saturday with his positioning, that's Jackson Tacho as well. Really quick, stretched the game. Look, his delivery still needs to be a little bit better, but in terms of Wolves lacking any raw pace, he's got abundance of it, and I felt like he stretched the game, and that's exactly what Wolves needed. It needed something just to get these fans off the seats, because it was just so tepid all the time. And then of course Jørgen Strand-Larsen, the class act that he is, scoring an important double, in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I agree on Jackson Tacho, I completely agree on that. A couple of moments actually when Wolves were already 3-2 up when they were on the break, and they had an opportunity to try and to catch West Ham when they were pushing, obviously try and get an equaliser. I mean, he's rapid, got right down here and created a couple of opportunities. The first one is a really good finish actually from Larsen. Andre catches the shot, Areola saves it straight into Larsen's path. It's not the best of goalkeeping, but he has to stretch for it.
He's kind of on the floor, he's like on the way down
during it, and he catches it into the roof of the net with his left foot as well. So a really good finish actually. And the second one is vintage, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful,
it's classic. Arias has a shot saved, who I thought was a bit more lively in the second half.
Second half he did, yeah.
First half not his best, but lively in the second. Arias gets a shot saved. It's straight at Areola, but it's pretty hard shot. He's caught it well, he's hit it well. And Tacho picks up on the right hand side, picks the rebound up, and just whips it to the near post. And it's an accurate enough of a cross to allow Larsen just to position his body and make a little run on the defender. And he's strong, he's powerful, he muscles, he gets in there, and he gets that header near post. And this plate erupts, the dugout erupts, the subs are all running on, and that's why we watch football, and that's what needs to return to this stadium, into this team that kind of heart and that fight.
And that's what they needed now. Look, you say Carabao Cup not on the top list of priorities, but what they do need to do is for this to galvanise them going into a very important game now, a Premier League game on Saturday, which is where the money is made.
Yeah, 100%. Wolves' season is not going to be make or break on the Carabao Cup. I hope I'm wrong. We look back on this in a few months' time.
Wembley.
But I find that hard to believe. What is very easy to believe is that Wolves' season will hinge very much so on the Premier League and games like at home to Everton or at home to Leeds coming up in a few weeks in September.
Sure.
So these kind of games are big. This result will do them the world of good going into that. But that's the bread and butter. That's where you've got to get results, and that's where not more importantly the results, but more importantly from an optics perspective moving forward. A performance. We need a performance on Saturday, and the result hopefully should come with that.
Monday morning, bid into Wolves, £50 million for Jürgen Strand-Larsen. What's that price at the moment? They're probably looking at this going, okay, might have to increase it slightly.
Newcastle won't be best players. I'm sure Wolves will be delighted.
It is Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, West Ham 2. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressingstar. I can't do it because it's the Carabao Cup and it doesn't matter. Come!